Have you ever wondered what could happen if global warming continues unchecked? Welcome to our channel, where today, we embark on a journey into the future, exploring 10 worst-case scenarios that could unfold if we don't act now to address this pressing global challenge. Join us as we delve into the world of climate science and discover the potential consequences of a warming planet. From extreme weather events wreaking havoc on communities, to rising sea levels threatening our coastlines, and the plight of endangered species fighting for survival, we will paint a vivid picture of the possible impacts of continued global warming. So, buckle up and prepare to witness the dangers we face and the urgent actions needed to safeguard our planet. Extreme weather events. As global temperatures rise, we can expect to see an increase in the frequency and intensity of heat waves, hurricanes, cyclones, and other extreme weather events. Heat waves can lead to prolonged periods of scorching temperatures, posing serious health risks and straining energy resources as people seek refuge indoors and air conditioning demand soars. Hurricanes and cyclones may become more powerful due to warmer ocean waters, causing devastating storm surges and damaging coastal infrastructure. Communities around the world will face immense challenges in adapting to these extreme events, compelling us to explore ways to build resilience and minimize the impacts on human lives and economies. Rising sea levels. The melting of polar ice caps and glaciers, coupled with the thermal expansion of seawater, contributes to rising sea levels. This phenomenon threatens low-lying coastal regions, making them susceptible to flooding and coastal erosion. Iconic coastal cities such as New York, Miami, and Tokyo could face increased risks of inundation. People living in these areas may have to cope with the prospect of relocating, losing their homes, and the potential for climate-induced migration. Ocean acidification. As carbon dioxide concentrations in the atmosphere increase, a significant portion is absorbed by the oceans. This leads to ocean acidification, where seawater becomes more acidic, harming marine life, especially organisms with calcium carbonate shells like corals, mollusks, and some plankton species. The devastating impact on coral reefs, known as the rainforests of the sea, threatens marine biodiversity and the livelihoods of millions who depend on healthy oceans for food and economic sustenance. Ecosystem collapse. Global warming disrupts ecosystems, endangering delicate ecological balances. For instance, tropical rainforests are incredibly biodiverse environments, but rising temperatures and changing precipitation patterns may lead to droughts and increased vulnerability to wildfires, causing irreparable damage to these critical habitats. Coral reefs, essential for marine biodiversity and fisheries, are at risk of bleaching and degradation due to warming seas. Arctic ecosystems face challenges from melting ice and loss of habitat for iconic species like polar bears and Arctic seals. Food and water scarcity. Climate change affects agriculture, leading to decreased crop yields and food shortages. Extreme weather events, changing rainfall patterns, and increased pest and disease pressures can devastate crops and food production. Additionally, altered precipitation patterns may lead to water scarcity, further impacting agricultural productivity and freshwater availability. Extinction of species. As temperatures rise and ecosystems deteriorate, many plant and animal species may face extinction due to the inability to adapt or find suitable habitats. Some species, especially those specialized in particular environments or with limited ranges, may struggle to survive in rapidly changing conditions. The loss of species not only diminishes Earth's biodiversity but also affects ecosystem services critical to human well-being, such as pollination, pest control, and nutrient cycling. Health crisis. Global warming's impact on extreme heat events can lead to severe health consequences for vulnerable populations, such as the elderly, young children, and those with pre-existing health conditions. Heat waves can cause heat-related illnesses, including heatstroke and dehydration. Additionally, changing climate patterns can influence the spread of vector-borne diseases like malaria and dengue, potentially expanding their geographic range and increasing transmission rates. Disruption of livelihoods. Industries that rely heavily on natural resources, such as agriculture, fisheries, and forestry, may face disruptions due to global warming impacts. For instance, changes in rainfall patterns can alter crop growing seasons and decrease fishery yields. The livelihoods of millions of people, particularly in developing countries, are tied to these sectors, and disruptions can lead to job losses, economic instability, and poverty. Climate migration and refugees. Rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and dwindling resources may lead to climate-induced migration, forcing people to flee their homes in search of safer places to live. This phenomenon could create climate refugees, straining resources in regions that receive an influx of displaced populations. The implications of climate-induced migration demand global cooperation, as nations must come together to address humanitarian crises and provide support and assistance to those affected. Conflict and instability. Competition for scarce resources, such as freshwater and arable land, can exacerbate existing tensions and contribute to regional conflicts. Moreover, displacement of populations due to climate-induced events may increase the potential for conflicts over territory and resources. Thank you for joining us on this eye-opening expedition into the consequences of global warming. We hope this video has shed light on the critical importance of taking action to protect our environment and secure a sustainable future for generations to come. What are your thoughts on the potential outcomes we've explored today? Do you have any ideas or solutions to tackle climate change? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content on climate change and environmental issues. Until next time, let's join hands in preserving the beauty and diversity of our planet. Together, we can create a brighter, greener future. Stay curious and keep exploring.